We're back out here at the Big Lake once again, and today we're talking all about junk fishing and why it's probably not what you think it is. Stick around, you don't want to miss this one. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. We're just going to make a few casts. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good fish, kids. Oh, that's a good fish. Holy crap. Oh, did he come off? I don't know what that was, but he broke me off. I don't know what that was. I don't think that was a bass. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and you've heard me talk about things like bass patterns and bass behavior many times in the past. I've told you, if you want to be an effective angler and consistently put yourself on bass, one of the biggest things that you're going to have to do is learn bass patterns and behaviors. So why am I making a video about junk fishing? And why am I telling you that junk fishing is a very important part of fishing? It's something that you need to do a lot of times in order to put yourself on fish. Well, first and foremost, let's establish what I call junk fishing. Now, somebody like Gerald Swindle, right? G-Man, he is famous for being a quote-unquote junk fisherman, a junk angler. And when you think of junk angling, when you think of the term junk fishing, what comes to mind? Do you have 50 rods on your boat, everything that you can think of tied on in every single different color, and you're just throwing everything out there, trying to throw something at the wall just to see what sticks? You're trying your best to put baits in the water until you get a bite and you get a fish, right? And then you say, oh, that's the ticket. But that's not junk fishing. That's someone who doesn't know what the heck they're doing. That's plain and simple. If you're offended by that statement, I apologize, but it is the truth. If you have 50 rods tied on your boat, or if you've got all your gear with you, even from the bank, and you are throwing everything you have into the water trying to get a bite, that's not junk fishing. Junk fishing is still fishing with a purpose. You've got 5 or 6 dedicated rods tied on with different baits, maybe a few different color schemes, but what you are trying to do is still elicit a bite. You are still using bass patterns and behavior. The thing is you are just trying to figure out which pattern it is. You just haven't decided, or you just haven't deciphered what that pattern is yet, what's working, what's repeatable. So in the meantime, you've heard me say it before. Until you find that pattern, you're junk fishing. You are junk fishing until you are not. Now, whenever I'm out here in the little boat, I only have 4 rods. I'm only bringing 1 tackle box with me. So I already have a pretty good idea of what it is that I'm going to be doing. I already have an idea in my brain of how I'm going to be fishing. I just need to eliminate what doesn't work so I can find what does work. And for me, that process is junk fishing, right? Not only am I eliminating dead water, right? I'm eliminating where those fish are not. I'm breaking that water down on a daily basis each time I come to the lake. It doesn't matter if I've been there 100 times before, I'm still breaking down the water. Just because I've been there a lot, that just means that I can do it quickly. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that I don't have to, right? So I'm breaking that water down, right? But I also need to break down what techniques aren't working. What are the best things that those bass are going to be after? All right, well, I've thrown a jig. I've not got anything on a jig. So maybe I change up the trailer color. I'm still not getting any bites. All right, well, let's try a Texas rig. I try that. I get a bite on it, but they're not committing. They're only slapping at it. So maybe I change it to a wacky rig. Okay, I get a good bite on a wacky rig, but I'm not getting all the bites that I want. So we've narrowed it down. We know that they're in a finesse presentation type of mood. So maybe if I really want to dial it in, I have to have a wacky rig with perhaps a darker color. Maybe they just want Junebug or black blue flake or jet black or a purple color or brown or something of that nature. Maybe that's what they're looking for. So if I go with something, say a green color or electric blue or red, they might nip at it, but I'm not going to get those fish hooked up a lot of times. A lot of times they are just going to bite the tail and I'm going to lose them on the way to the boat. So dialing it in, okay, that's what junk fishing is essentially. Junk fishing is the ability to dial things in. It's not having 50,000 rods on the deck. It's not bringing every single piece of equipment you have with you out to the lake. Before you go to the lake, you should be doing your homework anyway. You should be on Google Earth breaking that lake down using it's a free tool. You should be doing that. That should be something that you're doing if you're looking to maximize your time on the water. If you're looking to go out there and catch fish. Now, I understand if you just, want to go out and you want to have a good time and catching fish is part of it. But if you really want to be a serious angler, if you're really looking to get your angling skills honed to a fine edge, then it starts at home, right? Junk fishing actually starts at home. You're going to be on Google Earth. You're going to be breaking that lake down. Even if you've never been there before, you can break that lake down using those satellite images, rolling those images to the past. Maybe it's on drawdown. You've got some pictures from when it was on drawdown. You can see brush piles. You can see pieces of structure that don't show up when the lake is on full pool, all right? You've got that information. So you tie on 5, maybe 6 rods, those different presentations. And you might want to have a couple different ones with you just in case you need to break them out, just in case something unforeseen happens or the fish are just in a weird mood that you didn't anticipate. So a couple of plan Bs, right? And that's what I like to do, right? Whenever I go out to the lake, I've got a plan A and a plan B. I have what I've got tied on my rods. I've got 4 rods with me, and it's always 2 bait cast and 2 finesse. That's what I work with because I don't have room in the little boat. Even in the bass buggy, I don't bring everything with me. I know a lot of you guys have seen the picture that I posted recently before my wife and I went to our cabin for our anniversary, and it was a joke that had gobs of rods and reels. But I'll let you in on a little secret. I didn't use hardly any of that stuff. I know I had 10, 12 rods with me in every case of plastics that I could find and whatever, but I only used 4 rods. Most of those rods I never even took out because once we found the pattern of what was working, once we found that it was on a worm, there was no need to go further. We found what was working. So again, let's break this down. Let's reiterate. Junk fishing is as much a tool as any other thing when it comes to breaking down water, when it comes to eliminating dead water. It's eliminating techniques that aren't working until you find techniques that do. It's that simple. That's all junk fishing is. If you are going out to the lake with everything that you have, right? If that's the way you're going fishing, that's not junk fishing. That's not having a clue. That's guessing. And you don't need to be guessing. You need to have a premeditated plan. That is, in my opinion, the most effective way for you to be out on the water. It's all part of, I guess it's an entire puzzle, right? You've got breaking down water. You've got eliminating techniques that don't work. You've got making sure that your casts and your efficiency are high. You're making sure that your bait selection, your color selection, those sorts of things, right? You're looking for the high percentage areas. You're eliminating water. It's all a puzzle. And junk fishing is a very crucial part of that puzzle. So don't get confused. When you hear terms like junk fishing, understand it for what it is. It's a very useful term, but it's not the end all be all. If at the end of the day you are still junk fishing, as when you got there, I bet more often than not, you have got a skunk in your boat. And the point of this channel is I'm trying to help you and, let's be honest, help myself eliminate the skunk. It's a learning process for all of us. As I learn things, I like to share them with you. So, and I try to learn something new every single day. But when we talk about something like junk fishing, well, I learned a long time ago it's nothing more than a resource that we need to use to eliminate techniques to help us find more fish. So there you have it. Junk fishing, when used properly, can be as much of an effective tool as anything else in bass fishing. You can use it to eliminate techniques that just don't work. It's as important as eliminating dead water when used properly. So keep that in mind the next time you're out on the lake. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.